So let's talk. So cool. First, appreciate everybody that watched the last video and took time to make comments. I really appreciate that. There's some specific comments that I want to address or respond to in conversation form. This is not like please understand what this is. My whole point for doing these videos, right? I'm not telling you what you have to do, right? And damn sure nobody's gonna tell me what I gotta do, right? I'm not up here trying to preach like I'm like God, or you know what I'm saying, or I got it all figured out, or I know better than, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing my thoughts as I see things, and I am open to have conversations and discuss it and go back and forth and and expand on these thoughts, right? But there are some things that I am concrete about when I say it. So first things first, right? Something's going on out here where people are telling you who you have to, that you got to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote, and you got to get out and vote this way. And if you're not voting the way we're telling you to vote, then your vote doesn't count. Now, I've covered this, but apparently you cannot cover this enough, because apparently there is a tidal wave of motherfuckers that are going to continuously attack you for the decisions you make as far as your voting decisions go, right? Now, let me say this, right? Who you choose to vote for is your business. I may not agree, right? But who the fuck am I to you? You know what I'm saying? So let's delve deeper into this thing, right? Everywhere I look, ever since, of course, the whole VP pick came around, everywhere I look, everything I'm hearing, everybody, close friends, family, people I don't fucking know, Facebook friends, social media friends, everybody's like, or a good sloth of people are like, oh, you gotta vote for this ticket, for this Democrat and Republican, this Democrat ticket of Biden and Kamala, right? But I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And so then the next thing is, if you're not voting this way, then you must be a Trump supporter. The video that I made, that this should be following. The very first comment that went up on it, no disrespect to the guy, to the commentor, but the very first comment says, oh, well, you're not voting for Biden, you must, and it just naturally just assume that I'm a Trump supporter, because I guess the way things have been framed is that you can only choose left or right. Now, who does that reflect on? It's not a reflection of my thought process. It's not a reflection of anything I've said here, right? It's not a reflection of me and decisions that I want to make. What that is a reflection of you and how much information you have, right? Or where your concerns are. Now, if you don't have much information, that's fine. Everybody doesn't know everything. Nobody can know everything, right? Some of us choose to try to learn as much as possible. Some of us are just cool with whatever everybody else tell us, and some of us are just like, whatever the fuck, we just going with the flow. Whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat, whatever keeps your socks dry, fine, cool. But I myself, I'm not happy with just being told what I have to do by people who don't give a fuck about me, or the class that I am in. Because let's make no mistake about it, we are in classes here. You may think, oh no, America land of the free. Get the fuck out of here. You know there's classes. You want to know how? You want proof? You need proof? I tell you what. You are sick right now. Let's say you're sick right the fuck now. I mean, like, sick, right? Make a doctor's appointment and go to the doctor right now. Not emergency room. Making a doctor's appointment. Call your doctor and go to the doctor right now. Let me know if that happens for you, right? And judging on whether you can successfully, right, accomplish that task, I'll let you know what class you're in. You dig what I'm saying? Because Michael Jackson had motherfuckers coming to him. I mean, the dude killed him, but still, you know what I'm saying? So that'll let you know where you're at, right? That's just a real quick way of figuring it out. But that aside, yeah, don't whatever you decide you want to do, that's fine. But I'm not a fan of this shit where they get to tell me people that don't give a fuck about me or people like me. And I don't just mean black people like me. I mean, because there's a lot of skin complexions that are in the same boat, especially now with this pandemic, right? So people that don't know anything about what you're going through are going to populate a meme that you got to vote. You got to vote. Vote or die, bitch. You got to vote. You got to get out there. Pandemic? No, fuck a pandemic. Get out there. Fucking during the primaries, Joe Biden said, oh, we going to have this primary. Go vote. Go vote. And then afterwards, yeah, after you go out and risk your life, right? Risk your life. Oh, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have did that. Motherfucker, really? You dig what I'm saying? So that's something to consider. People above you, I like to call them the ruling class, the ruling elite. These people have populated these memes that we, for some reason, seem hell-bent on living our lives according to, right? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. So the most popular meme of all is that Trump is the devil. Trump is the most horriblest. People are dying in the street. You heard me say it before. I'm making fun of people who are saying it. Like as if there's been no death prior to that. Like cancer ain't taking motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? like motherfucking gun violence ain't taking motherfuckers out. Like poverty ain't taking motherfuckers out. Like criminal illegal wars aren't taking motherfuckers out right now. You know what I'm saying? No. It's just this fucking pandemic, which is bad. Don't get me fucking wrong. I'm not doubting that. But it's just this pandemic. And suddenly, everybody's paying attention to the failures in our system and the deaths of those who basically can't bounce back from this thing. So they say the pandemic doesn't care about your race, but some races are getting it worse, like as if the pandemic is still making a choice. Like the pandemic's like, I don't give a fuck about your race. I kill all y'all. But you know what? Them brown people, them black people, I think I'm gonna stick it to them a little bit harder. Yeah. Kill me some brown people and black people today. No. That's not what's up. What's up is the pandemic is killing. The pandemic is infecting, right? And if you happen to be more vulnerable to it, then you gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying? And if you are financially vulnerable, right, as well as physically vulnerable, as far as your immune system and stuff like that, if you are financially vulnerable, you definitely gonna catch it because you cannot stop yourself from being in a place where you must catch it because they told your ass, get back to fucking work, make this fucking money for us. I don't care if you catch it. You see what I'm saying? So, having said that, I say that I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And the comments that come up are, well, what are we going to do? Who else are we going to vote for? We got to get Trump out. A specific comment that came up from a specific viewer, and I appreciate the view, and I appreciate the first comment as well as the retort, right? At first he was like, he took some issue to, me saying this because that's what we've been taught to do, right? That's what we've been programmed to do, right? And then so I respond in kind, and you can go to that video. It's got like all the comments in the bottom and you can see it. I'm not asking anybody to go into the comments and kick shit on anybody because what I would like is that in these comments, we can further the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to disagree. We don't got to agree on everything. We don't got to agree on shit. Let's have the conversation. So maybe possibly, right, I can learn something from you. You can learn something from me, or we can at least open up to give new thoughts consideration. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, he made his comments. I responded back. I shared some information about what I first choose to do, right? And that's my choice. And then I recommended some people that he could go and research. Of course, I put links in the bottom of the videos. I try to put links in the bottom of all videos of trusted resources that I find to be very informative and trustworthy, because media and misinformation is out of control, especially on your big platforms and corporate backed media. So having said that, bro comes back and he's like, okay, well, I'm listening. Give me another option that won't lead to getting 4 more years of Trump, right? And that inspired me to take a minute and say, well, you know what? I think that's I think the fear or acting in fear of another man is foolish. But that's what I think, right? Everybody doesn't think like me. And what do I say? Everybody should not think like me, right? And it should not make his concerns less valid because they are not concerns that I am willing to put at the forefront of my thought process, right? Or at least allowed to influence the choices that I decide to finally make, right? So with that, I said, I sat back and I considered it. Like, so this is the way I break it down. In my mind, I'm like, okay, the people that, and this is how I just categorize things, the people that are only concerned with getting Trump out and just don't give me no more Trump. Whoever it is, I don't care. Ham sandwich, you heard it before. Ham sandwich, as long as it's not Trump. Those people are reactionary and voting out of fear. Let's be real. Or frustration. I'll give you frustration. I'll give you frustration, right? And then you have the people, because how many people are actually voting for Biden? Not many at all, right? You're either, for the most part, voting just voting against Trump, or the new thing now is I'm not voting for Biden. I'm voting for Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Whatever keeps your socks dry, bro. But and I would say that those people who actually are choosing to vote for this ticket with enthusiasm, now all of a sudden, I feel like those people don't have much information on not only Biden and Kamala, but again, the establishment that's behind her and him. So you will say to yourself, why has it got to be that deep, and we ain't got time for all that, and we ain't got time for all of that? But wait a minute, and please, let's take a moment with this, right? Wait a minute. You telling me what you preach to me constantly is vote, 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 vote. We gotta vote. We gotta vote. That's how dude. We gotta vote. People die so I can vote. People can die so we can vote. We gotta vote. We gotta vote. Right? But then at the same time, you telling me you don't give a fuck about the people that's involved and behind and having something to gain from the person that you are going to vote for. What the fuck are you talking about? Now, this is not. I'm not saying that in response to, I believe his name is Matt Stryker. I'm not saying that in response to Matt's comment. That's something slightly different, which I'll get into in a second. Because I can respect the person that's like, I'm tired of Trump. I'm so tired. I'm worn out. I'm frustrated, or I'm afraid, whichever. I can respect that. That's reasonable. It's reasonable, right? What is not reasonable is for you to fucking tell me that vote, vote, vote. You gotta vote. You gotta vote. People die for you to vote. People die for you to vote. And then chastise me or look at me with the side eye when I say, yeah, but no, I'm not voting for that person because of these logic-based reasons, such as the people behind this person are doing harm to us. They are literally the power structure that has gotten us to where we are now. Because you don't know that, or you don't give any consideration to that, you look at me like I'm speaking French or telling you that aliens exist. Kamala and Biden are supported by the power system that we have to thank for the wars that we are in. Kamala and Biden are supported by, driven by, welcomed by the Wall Street machine that's soaking up all of the money right now and demanding that they not do anything for us. Not to mention, they support them police. Because Biden was like, I'm not, Trump's talking about, he's a radical. He wants to defund the police. He's radical. He's a socialist. Bernie Sanders is a fucking socialist, right? And it's not radical to think that everybody should be healthy and have a good life. That's not radical. Biden ain't defunding no police. Biden is finna fund up the police on your dime, right? And when his depleting senses give out, he gonna hand the reign over to who they want to have it in the first place anyways, Kamala. And then she gonna really drive it home on your ass. think I covered in the last video, that if that happens, she'll get 2 terms plus the remainder of this term. What does the country even look like after that? What do you look like after that? What kind of little shell box you gonna be living in, right? If you're a collector watching this video, where you gonna sell them toys to when you got to move out your house because you're getting evicted, right? Picture this. You might be like, well, no, I got the money. I can just sell some of my toys. I can sell some of my collection to pay my rent. Yeah, but what happens when your landlord who owns the place is getting foreclosed on? Because you see that can happen. You dig what I'm saying? It ain't just the motherfucking renting people that's got problems. It ain't just the mortgaging people the people that own homes that's got problems. You dig what I'm saying? Them landlords, they got problems too. This shit's affecting the whole swath of people, man. And you want to go vote for them. You want to tell me that I should not demand anything. These are the people that's telling you should not demand anything, as a matter of fact. They want to tell you should not demand. You don't have the right to demand. What is that shit they say about purity tests? That's got to be the stupidest shit in the world. They're telling you. I mean, what are you voting for? What the fuck are you even voting for? They're telling you that, that your ancestors fought and died for you to vote. And the idea of voting is to vote someone in to carry out the policies that you see as beneficial to yourself. But then they're telling you, hey, but don't hold any expectations, wants, or needs of the people that you're voting for. What the fuck does that mean? No, you don't got to agree with all of their policies. Yeah, but you should have some sense of some policy, right? Something that actually benefits, or better yet, that serves to improve the circumstances of that time. Where's that at? Where's the call for that? What I hear is people telling me, oh, don't go against Kamala because she's a woman. Don't go against Kamala because she's not like bankhead Atlanta black. Don't go against Biden because we got to save the world from Trump. Don't vote for not vote for the Democrats because you're black. Actually, I was told that I'm not black if I don't vote for Biden. By who? Biden. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking insane. Nah, man. Nah. So if you're scared of Trump, consider where you're going. If you're like, no, fuck that. Let me be more concise and to the point and very honest with you. The fight's coming one way or another. I don't give a fuck what you thinking on this one. The fight's coming. You ain't seen nobody. I mean, we 5 bills in. Motherfuckers is vacationing, like I said, right? People are hurting now. These numbers are crazy now. And this is unprecedented. You dig what I'm saying? And they ain't doing nothing. See, your lights are still on right now. For those of you that still have your lights are still on. So you're thinking it's all good. It's not realistic. You know, if you're a collector like me, you got your comics, you got your comics and shit, you know what I'm saying? And you got your little collections and shit, and they're still in place. So you're thinking it's all good. You still got your Netflix, you still got your Hulu and all of that shit. So you're still thinking it's good. And yeah, the news is talking, but you don't hardly watch the news. And if you do watch the news, they're telling you some bullshit anyways, right? And the people that you do trust for some kind of information, if you do want to take that one step further and tell yourself that you're somewhat informed because the person you're listening to agrees with the thought process you already have, that motherfucker's lying to you, right? Because that motherfucker wants a job and wants access to the very motherfuckers I'm telling you right now that are being put in place to fuck you, right? I'm saying this in the most basic terms, man, right? So it's coming. And if you're casting your vote out of fear, you got some hard times coming ahead of you because it's not going to stop. The monsters ain't going away. They're just going to change clothes and change masks, right? But the fight's coming no matter what. So all those people that don't want to bother themselves, can't be bothered with the details of what's going on and who did what and what policy is what, and want to lie to themselves and believe that it's about this and, it's about we got change because we got a kind of black woman who can dance to some music that represents something. I don't give a fuck about that goddamn letter that was written and expressed about having to put a black woman on. I don't give a fuck about that. And you should not either. Now, whether you do or not, it's up to you, but I don't give a fuck about that. We are not in a climate right now where we have time to say, oh, this is going to be great because my kid can see a black face. We did that already. How did that work out? Some of you are disillusioned, thinking that it worked out well. I enjoyed the Obama experience as far as the facade, right? But the reality of it, I know a lot of people that died in those wars. Right? I've seen those countrysides that have been ravished. I've seen those things. How about in the United States, driving past, I don't know if you ever do this, right? But I have, right? Driving past a bunch of homeless people that were once families like you and me, in homes like we have. And then watching Bloomberg and seeing all the wealthy people and how much more wealth they've added. Now, some of you are lying to yourselves and saying, well, there's nothing wrong with that because I someday hope to be that. Yeah, but you ain't that right now. One, and two, the type of wealth I'm talking about, the type of wealth that's able to buy change. These motherfuckers can buy change. Can you buy change? If you can't buy change, you better damn well get set, tie your boots, and be ready to fight for it, because that's about the only option you got. So yeah, Trump is a monster, right? I understand the idea of not wanting to deal with any more of that. But understand, no matter who goes into this office from those two sides, the shit's coming. It's not. So what you may want to consider doing is sending a message to the one side that you do have some semblance of I guess agreement with, and let them know that you're not going to just get away with not representing my concerns. Let them know that you don't get to technically lose in the primaries and then just come back and place yourself in office. Because consider that's what you got. People ain't want her. People ain't really want Biden. A few of y'all did, but people ain't really want Biden. But because of some games from that elite, you ended up with the weakest links on that fucking stage. You had people on that stage, whether you agree with everything or not, you had people on that stage that spoke directly to your circumstances. You had people on that stage that truly believed in the change they wanted to bring about. You had people on that stage that were not talking about platitudes and half measures and incrementalism. But somehow, those voices got washed out and you were given someone that would not sign Medicare for all in a fucking pandemic. So tell me how your vote counts. I will vote for a third party or a write-in because I will not cast a presidential vote for a party that has, in the time of a fucking pandemic, totally dropped the ball. A party that has said that we are going to use the suffering of the people that we represent so that we can continue our power. Don't fucking tell me that oh, your ancestors died for you to vote. They died for us to do far more than vote, and they damn sure didn't die so we could vote for nothing. Nothing. No policies, no nothing that's going to advance our people. None of that shit. None of it. Those people fought for something. They had to fight to bring about change. What's changed about that other than you being lazy? What's changed about that other than you not being engaged? What's changed about the fight other than the fact that your ass can play PlayStation and go to the fucking mall or go watch Netflix and chill and not have to be engaged because you're comfortable now? What's changed? So the fight has not changed. Right? The reasons for the fight has not changed. The The goals have not changed. The costs have not changed. The only thing that's changed is the people. Some of y'all are comfortable. Some of y'all can't be bothered with simple things like facts. Some of y'all are just cool and content to say, can I get a black face? If you put a black face on it, I'm good. I'll buy on in. You wait for Don Lemon to tell you. You wait for Joy Reid to tell you. And if Don Lemon and Joy Reid ain't told you, then it must not be real. You waiting for your fucking local radio host who only covers the news for like a few minutes, right, to tell you. If that person don't tell you, then it's not real. You waiting for some old dude who's fucking been down with the MSNBC establishment on fucking Sirius XM. Yeah, I'm talking about him. You waiting for that dude to tell you. You waiting for everybody to fucking tell you something. You won't get your ass up and go find out for yourself. People are out fighting for the things that you say you're concerned about. You turn around and you criticize them. You're not out there. You're not going out there. From the comfort of your home, you criticize them. People run for office, take their time, put everything up to run for office. Whether they look like you or not, they have these things called policies. And all you got to do is take a little bit of time to learn about them, right? Get engaged, but you don't have time for that, right? I understand the grind is hard. You got to get to work, got to feed the kids, got to beat the kids. The kids ain't acting right. You got to do the dishes. I get all that, right? I get all that. But you're not taking that time, right? So then when those people, you know the list, I say it quite often, Tulsi Gabbard, Bernie Sanders, you know what I'm saying? I say the list, Marianne Williamson, I say it all the time. Green Party representatives, right? Nader was fucking beating his brain out for forever trying to bring some goddamn social justice. You laughed at him, right? You laughed at him. You thought that shit was stupid. And you wait for the very same motherfuckers who are responsible for the situations that we as a nation find ourselves in. You wait for them to tell you who will save you. And then you go and you give your magic vote to that person and you get your sticker and you feel like you did something. And then you tell me if I don't want to play that game, then I'm being disrespectful to our ancestors. Our ancestors didn't say, the people who before us who died fighting for our right to vote didn't say, oh man, I just got to vote for this other guy. I just can't take it because he's tweeting so much. So I'm going to go vote for this other guy who wrote these laws that got my brother shot. Yeah. So no, I don't feel any shame about not wanting to play that fucking game with you. You know what I'm saying? The right to vote is major, but and it's your right to do with as you will. But let's be clear, your ancestors, the people before you who wasted, who sacrificed life and limb, didn't do so that you can just go and just randomly, uninformatively vote for whoever you feel like you can sit and have a fucking beer with, or whoever is in a fraternity that you wish you could have been in, or a sorority that you wish you could have been in, or who somebody just looks like you because they got the same brown skin and they not white, or whatever the fuck your uninformed reasons are. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You go learn something, or shut the fuck up. Right? You can do your vote, I'll do my vote, that's fine, but go learn something. Right? Now, as far as people that are concerned and afraid, I respect that. Right? I respect that. But fear stems from a lack of control. Right? The feeling of having no control in the situation. That's the core of it. Let's be real. Right? So the best way that you can get control, right, is to go and inform yourself. See how that answers all, right? Go and inform yourself. So at least at the end of the day, when you make your vote, you know you're making your vote to the best of your ability. You're passing your civic duty to the best of your ability. I can't do nothing for you if you're afraid, and you're so afraid that you feel like this is the only way, and you don't give a damn to find out what you're bringing on yourself. Because the real shit is that This COVID shit is popping. This economy is fucking tanking. It's going down the drain quick. Some would say it's already down the drain. We just waiting for the fucking the waves to come in and smash us across the face, right? These wealthy people are squared. They're not worried about nothing, right? But they know, only thing they're worried about is us protesting, you getting out there in that street, you being hungry. And it's coming no matter what. Ain't shit there you can vote Biden in all the fuck you want. I don't understand why you would. I don't understand why you would give them power, because here's what's real. This shit's going on right now. People are hungry right now. People ain't got no jobs right now. And those motherfuckers ain't doing shit. They're not doing nothing, man. They're on fucking vacation. Or they're chilling and just taking the time to point out, oh, it's his fault. It's pointing the finger. It's his fault. This motherfucker should be there fucking pulling their hair out, fighting. They should be in the motherfucker on the floor of Congress fucking throwing knuckles saying, hey, no, we got to get these motherfuckers something. They ain't doing that. But you can go and get that part of your vote. For what? What you think it's going to turn out to be? You dig what I'm saying? So if you're afraid, you have your right to be afraid. I cannot promise you that by voting for or not voting for Biden and voting third party or something like that. No, let's be real. I can't promise you that it's going to bring a independent victory. I mean, there's enough people that's pissed off that it could. There's enough people that's pissed off that it should. But the problem is, amidst that pistivity, right? The high majority of people are still on fucking autopilot. And so when they go to cast their vote, they automatically cast it for the lesser of the two evils. Why can we not demand more? Why is it not my right to demand more? Why is it not your right to demand more? After all of this time, I don't owe anybody anything except for my family and the people that depend on me. I don't owe anybody anything, right? I think at this point, we should be able to demand a little bit more.